The agents of slaughter back with more serial killer content. This time we're looking to the east. Was it the Indian Stoneman, or did a plurality exist which gave way to a horde of stone men? And was a serial killer actively partaking in hunting season across two reigns of barbaric blunt force terror in two separate regions, or was the work of a copycat at play? If you like this sort of shit, there is more on the channel like it. Different serial killer stuff, murder stuff, death, dark crime, that kind of shit. If you like it, share, comment, subscribe, blah 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 blah. Hit that wee bell. Let's crack on. Stoneman is the name given to a still unapprehended and currently still not even identified serial killer who slaughtered 13 homeless residents of Calcutta, India across a 6-month tirade of terror in the summer of 1989, commencing in the June. Panic gripped the city and massive deployments of police to various parts of the city was resorted to in an effort to simmer some of the concern the public were having. After all, Stoneman had a pretty destructive, albeit gloriously simple modus operandi. He would hunt down a sleeping homeless, somebody confined to quiet, dimly lit recesses of the city, pavement dwellers and such. Most of the murders took place in the centre of Calcutta, and his method was swift. Stoneman would either drop a boulder, an excessively heavy rock, or slab from above the victim's head as they sleep, crushing their skull upon inevitable impact. If he didn't opt for the complete aid of gravity in his conquest, then again heavy rocks were used, but in this version of events he would physically pulverise the craniums of his victims. Due to the indigent circumstance and status of all the executed individuals, none were ever identified, and due to the timely nature of the murders, no suspects ever arose from the literal complete absence of eyewitness reports. Simply as standard a profile as you could ever imagine was dropped. A young man of a reasonable build, explained by his ability to use a boulder as a weapon of choice in multiple homicides, and likely tall, who is potentially a paranoid schizophrenic. It is said the police at the time were open enough as to admit that these types of crimes, the murder of homeless or the mentally ill, generally went unchallenged, interesting neither the public or the Indian judicial system. A few arrests of, and I quote, suspicious looking people were made, but ultimately they were all released following zero evidence other than, "Oi, you look a bit dodgy." The case has remained open ever since. However, was this a separate copycat killer, or was this Volume 2 in the Stoneman archives? See, 4 years prior, starting in 1985, saw the initiation of a 2-year serial killing spree of the homeless, beggars and ragpickers, those who trawl through the streets rubbish hunting for scraps, in the Sion and King's Circle regions in the city of Mumbai, formerly, and as of the time of the killings, Bombay. Across this 2-year stretch of murderous rampage saw the slaying of 12 people, each one with the same MO as the crimes that would succeed them a couple of years later across the other side of the country in Calcutta. On one occasion, a homeless waiter is said to have escaped the clutches of Stoneman, but having failed to get a decent look of him in the dark of the night, this promising lead came to nothing. As with the murders in Calcutta in the years to follow, the dozen Stoneman murders of Bombay remain completely unsolved. There are more Stoneman stories out there, more killers with the same epithet. I may have a look into some of them down the line, see what's being said, what regions they're in, see if there's any more dots to be connected, see if any of these murders are maybe collected by the same people. Just quickly, as recently as 2004, police in the Howrah region of India rubbished claims that the all-elusive Stoneman had returned following the discovery of another murder victim sporting the same death credentials as Stoneman's 80s collection. Though the manner in which this man suffered his death mirrored that of the past. He was a family man who had gone missing from home following a row with his wife and kids some months earlier. Not quite the go-to type of target for the big man, Stoneman. Regardless, the Calcutta and Mumbai murders, which are closely linked together, would put the kill number for Stoneman at 25, both men and women of these gritty and derelict, dark underworlds in the cities that they would frequent day to day, night to night. A pretty damn honourable number among the echelons of serial killers, I would hazard a guess. That is all for now. Auf Wiedersehen.